the second video in the series of calculation of new profit sharing ratio and sacrificing ratio on admission of a partner. Let's go to the fifth example. Example 5. X and Y are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 2:1. They admit Z as a new partner for 1/4 share in profits. Z acquires a share from the old partners in the ratio of 3:2. Calculate the new profit sharing ratio. Let's solve the problem. As per the problem, the old profit sharing ratio between X and Y is equal to 2:1. The new share of Z is also given as 1/4. Now this sentence says that Z acquires a share from the old partners in the ratio of 3:2. So sacrifice ratio between X and Y is equal to 3:2. So we can get the sacrifice of X as the total sacrifice, which is the share of Z, which is 1/4, into the sacrifice ratio of X, which is 3 divided by 5, which comes to 3 divided by 20. Similarly, sacrifice of partner Y is equal to the total sacrifice of X and Y, which is 1/4, multiplied by the sacrifice ratio of Y, which is 2 divided by 5. And this comes up to 2 divided by 20. We'll apply the formulae. New share is equal to old share minus the sacrifice. We get new share of partner X as old share, which is 2 divided by 3, minus the sacrifice of X, which is 3 divided by 20. Which comes up to 31 divided by 60. The new share of partner Y is equal to his old share, which is 1/3, minus the sacrifice of partner Y, which is 2 divided by 20. Which comes up to 14 divided by 60. The share of Z as per the problem is 1/4, which can be written as 15 divided by 60. So we get the new profit sharing ratio between X, Y and Z as 31 divided by 60 is to 14 divided by 60 is to 15 divided by 60, which is equal to 31 is to 14 is to 15. So that is the answer for the question asked. New profit sharing ratio is 31 is to 14 is to 15. We'll summarize this. new profit sharing ratio between X, Y and Z is equal to 31 is to 14 is to 15. And as said earlier, the sacrifice ratio is 3 is to 2. Sacrifice ratio between X and Y is equal to 3 is to 2. Let's go to the next problem. Example 6. A and B are partners in a firm sharing profits in the ratio of 3 is to 2. A surrenders 1/5 of his share, whereas B surrenders 2/5 of his share in favor of C, the new partner. Calculate the new profit sharing ratio and sacrificing ratio. Let's solve the problem. Old profit sharing ratio between A and B is given in the problem as 3 is to 2. It says A surrenders 1/5 of his share. So sacrifice or surrender of A is equal to 1/5 of his share, or 1/5 into his share, which is 3/5, which is equal to 3 divided by 25. Sacrifice of partner B is equal to 2/5 of his share, which is equal to 2/5 into B share is 2/5, which is equal to 4 divided by 25. Therefore, sacrifice ratio between A and B, the ratio of the sacrifice will give the sacrificing ratio. So the sacrifice of A is 3/25 and the sacrifice of B is 4/25. Therefore, the sacrifice ratio is 3 is to 4. Let's apply the formulae. New share is equal to old share minus sacrifice. Therefore, the new share of A is equal to A's old share 3/5 minus the sacrifice of A, which is 3 divided by 25. LCM 25. Answer is 12 divided by 25. Similarly, new share of B is equal to old share of B is 2/5 minus the sacrifice of B, which is equal to 4 divided by 25. This comes up to 6 divided by 25. And the new share of C is equal to the sacrifice of A plus the sacrifice of B, or 3/25 plus 4/25 equal to 7 divided by 25. So we get the NPSR between A, B and C as 12 by 25 is to 6 by 25 is to 7 by 25 or 12 is to 6 is to 7. Therefore, the NPSR between A, B and C is 12 is to 6 is to 7, and the sacrifice ratio between A and B is 3 is to 4. So let's summarize this. NPSR between A, B and C is equal to 12 is to 6 is to 7, and the sacrifice ratio between A and B is equal to 3 is to 4. Let's go to the next example. Example 7. A and B are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 3 is to 2. They admit C as a new partner. The new profit sharing ratio between A, B and C is 5 is to 3 is to 2. Calculate the sacrificing ratio. We'll solve the problem. As per the problem, the old profit sharing ratio between A and B is given as 3 is to 2. The new profit sharing ratio between A, B and C is given as 5 is to 3 is to 2. Now we are asked to calculate the sacrificing ratio. Let's calculate the sacrifice first. We'll apply the formulae old share minus new share. A positive figure will imply a sacrifice by the partner, whereas a negative figure will imply a gain. For A, old share of A 3 by 5 minus the new share of A 5 by 10. Positive 1 divided by 10, A has sacrificed. For B, old share 2 divided by 5 minus the new share 3 divided by 10. Again, a positive 1 divided by 10, B has also sacrificed. Therefore, the sacrifice ratio between A and B is the ratio of the sacrifice of A 1 by 10 is to sacrifice of B 1 by 10, or in other words 1 is to 1. So the answer to the question is the sacrifice ratio between A and B is 1 is to 1. Let's summarize this. Sacrifice ratio between A and B is 1 is to 1. Let's go to the next example. Example 8. A, B and C are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 6 is to 3 is to 1. They admit D as a new partner. The new profit sharing ratio between A, B, C and D is 3 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. We are asked to calculate the sacrificing ratio. Given in the problem, old profit sharing ratio between A, B and C is 6:3:1. New profit sharing ratio between A, B, C and D is given as 3:3:3:1. We are asked to calculate the sacrificing ratio. We'll use the formulae old share minus the new share. A positive figure will imply a sacrifice, whereas a negative figure will imply a gain. For partner A, old share 6/10 minus the new share 3/10, positive 3/10, A sacrifices. For partner B, old share 3/10 minus the new share 3/10, no sacrifice or gain by partner B. And for C, 1/10 minus the new share 3/10, it's a negative 2/10, and C gains. Therefore, the sacrifice, there is only one person who's sacrificing, that is A, and his sacrifice is 3/10. Another existing partner also gains, and his gain is 2/10. So let's summarize. Sacrifice of A is 3/10, and gain of C is equal to 2/10.